Have you ever had the impression that everything suddenly stopped talking to you? When you put your best effort forward and are answered with a loud no, I am certain that I have. It's similar to standing on a precipice, gazing into the future, and wondering whether you'll ever reach the other side. However, what if I told you that this rejection, this no, may be the secret to opening a future you never even dared to imagine? Yes, exactly. We're not only discussing how to handle rejection today, we're also discussing how to turn it into your greatest weapon. Stay tuned, as I will demonstrate how every door that is shut in your face may really be a window leading to something very remarkable. You will perceive rejection in a way you never imagined possible at the conclusion of this film, and you are not alone in this journey. Together, let's tackle this and make our worst failures into our greatest victories. For more uplifting material, remember to subscribe, like, and share this video with your friends. And believe me when I say that you will want to watch every minute of this trip without missing a single one, since it is full with insights that might alter your perspective on every obstacle you face. 1. Ignore the negative in life. You may have instances of being neglected or ignored, and it's simple to let this to make you feel insignificant or little. The problem is that these times are really excellent chances for you to overcome the pessimism. Keep in mind that your response to being disregarded reveals a lot about you. You're demonstrating your strength by refusing to let it get to you. You cherish and respect yourself. Consider it this way. If someone doesn't think you're valuable, it's their loss, not yours. You are aware of your worth and don't need validation from others. The well-known Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius would agree with this. He felt that instead of being angry about circumstances beyond our control, we should concentrate on our own behaviors and reactions. Refocus your energies on the things that really bring you joy, rather than focusing on the bad emotions of being ignored. Spend time doing things you like, and that temporarily lets you forget about the outside world. It's crucial to engage in activities that make you happy, whether it be a sport, pastime, or just lounging with a good book. Being around by individuals who value and respect you is equally vital. These are the family members and friends who value you and treat you with the dignity you deserve. You are reminded that you are liked and appreciated while you are around them. According to Aristotle, people who demonstrate their virtues in deed are rewarded and honored in the arena of human existence. Therefore, take action by devoting your time and effort to constructive relationships and pursuits that reinforce your sense of value. Keep in mind that ignoring the negative isn't an attempt to get revenge on those who have ignored you. It's about continuing to create a life you enjoy and concentrating on the good things in it. It involves consciously choosing not to let the lack of concern from others to determine your level of pleasure. By concentrating on the positive, you're flourishing rather than simply getting by. 2. It's normal to feel wounded when you are rejected, but try not to panic. Your first reaction may be to react and allow those feelings to run amok. But maintaining your composure is one of the most powerful things you can do in these situations. Understanding your emotions is more important than repressing them. Consider for a minute why you are so upset about this rejection. The doubts and fears that are brought to the surface by rejection are frequently more painful than the rejection itself. As the Stoic philosopher and Emperor Marcus Aurelius famously said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." If you understand this, you'll discover strength. Here, this is quite important. It's important to keep in mind that, despite the rejection itself, you have influence over how you respond to it. You are displaying a tremendous deal of character fortitude by choosing to react calmly and composedly. It's also critical to maintain your civility and kindness. You may demonstrate that your pleasure and feeling of value are independent of other people's perceptions by remaining composed and treating everyone with respect, including those who have rejected you. This only indicates that you are refusing to let rejection to rule your life, not that you are unaffected by it. Strong minds talk about ideas, mediocre minds talk about events, and weak minds talk about individuals, as Socrates sagely said. Instead of obsessing about the rejection or the individuals involved, concentrate on concepts and deeds. This strategy is in line with Stoic ideals, which educate us to pay more attention to our own behaviors and attitudes than to outside circumstances. It's about understanding that the only real control you possess is over your own feelings and responses. This way of thinking gives you the ability to handle rejection more skillfully, but it does not lessen its hurt. Remaining calm in the face of rejection is an indication of inner strength and emotional maturity. It demonstrates that your sense of fulfillment and self-worth are independent of how other people see you. By remaining composed, you're demonstrating your self-control and reaffirming that you are in charge of your feelings and eventually your life. Rejection may be difficult. It weighs heavily on your heart, and if you allow it to, may take over your thoughts. It's important to keep in mind, however, that rejection does not determine your identity or value as a person. Consider it a chance for personal development and advancement rather than allowing the pain to rule your life. Whenever rejection makes you feel depressed, focus your energies on something constructive. If you've always wanted to do something but never had the time, start a new hobby. In addition to diverting your attention from unfavorable ideas, hobbies may help you find new interests and abilities or curl up with a good book. Books may take you to other places, give you fresh viewpoints, and even provide consolation and direction. Participating in community initiatives is another excellent strategy to get over the ache of rejection. Your religion may change if you donate your time to a worthy cause. Concentrate on assisting others rather than your personal issues. Giving not only makes you feel fulfilled, but it also strengthens your bonds with people and serves as a constant reminder of your worth and appreciation. It's equally vital to surround oneself with positive individuals. Spend time with loved ones who encourage you and serve as a reminder of your value. They will help you realize that one rejection is not the end of the world and will support and encourage you. The whole is more than the sum of its parts, as the renowned philosopher Aristotle once said. Rejection is only one event in your life. There are many others. It's a compilation of several encounters, connections, and achievements. Rejection does not define who you are. Someone's incapacity to see your worth as a person does not lessen it. Take use of this opportunity to develop yourself, discover new hobbies, and strengthen your bonds with others. Although it's difficult, letting go of the pain is essential to moving on and rediscovering happiness. 4. Be worthy. It might be discouraging to be ignored or underappreciated, but it's crucial to see this as a chance rather than a failure. This is your opportunity to really demonstrate your abilities. Remember that a no is not a stop sign when you encounter one. It's an indication to choose a different route that would lead you to a place where you can really shine. Now is the moment to concentrate on your skills and abilities and use them in a manner that makes them stand out. One of the best ways to show your value is to work on a project that showcases your abilities. This might be something that helps your community or place of employment, or it could be a personal project that you are enthusiastic about. Selecting a task that you like and are skilled at is crucial. Giving your all to a project like this not only demonstrates your ability to others, but also serves as a reminder of your own value and capabilities. In reality, every obstacle you face serves to guide you to a location where your abilities may be better used, and where you can be more valued. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius was a strong proponent of transforming challenges into opportunities. "The obstacle to action fosters action," he stated. "The obstruction turns into the path." Therefore, being ignored is not a hurdle. It's a call to discover a fresh method to demonstrate your skills. Recall that the number of times you are selected by others does not define your value. How you choose to connect determines it. Answer those moments. Make the most of each rejection as a springboard to become a more resilient and powerful version of yourself. Conquering oneself is the first and greatest triumph, as Plato sagely noted. By concentrating on your advantages and enduring rejection, you are accomplishing just that, a personal triumph that no one can take away from you. 5. Silence has its power. It may seem normal to want to speak out more in order to be heard when you feel neglected or undervalued. However, the most effective answer is sometimes none at all. When used well, silence may be a powerful instrument that conveys meaning without using words. It enables you to shift your attention and energy away from looking for approval from others, to fostering your own ambitions and objectives. Silence in the face of disregard is not a sign of passivity. It involves consciously choosing not to let the inattention of others to control your feelings or behavior. This kind of non-reaction is a technique for developing inner strength and self-control. Being unlike the one who committed the wrong is the finest form of retaliation, according to a quote from the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius. By remaining silent, you demonstrate your superiority over such disputes by refusing to participate in a fight for attention. Furthermore, it's critical to concentrate on your personal objectives and well-being throughout these periods. Put the effort you may have put into attempting to attract attention into something more worthwhile. Set new objectives, work on personal projects, or learn new skills. This change in concentration is a significant method to develop and better oneself, not only a diversion. You may also communicate effectively by being silent. It conveys the idea that you are resilient and do not need validation from others to prove your value. This may have a greater effect than anything you say. Keep in mind that, as the great philosopher Plato observed, idiots talk because they must say something, whereas wise men speak because they have something to say. You are choosing wisdom when you choose to remain silent. 6. Show them to be mistaken. It's simple to feel dejected when you're rejected. However, what if you could use that rejection as your biggest inspiration? Use it as fuel to go ahead rather than allowing it to drag you down. This involves using deeds rather than words to disprove them. Take constructive action to better yourself to demonstrate your value. Or to experiment. A good place to start is by developing a skill. Perhaps you've always wanted to improve at something, or you've been curious to acquire a new ability. This is the ideal moment to concentrate on it. It could have to do with your work, a creative pastime, or even a physical exercise. In addition to improving at anything, the objective is to demonstrate to yourself that you can overcome rejection and emerge stronger from the experience. It may also be really satisfying to try something new. Personal development and self-discovery may result from stepping outside of your comfort zone and welcoming new experiences. It's about broadening your views and demonstrating that you are not constrained by how other people see you. You may feel better as a result of taking this risk. Be a strong demonstration of your adaptability and resiliency. One of the most important ways to demonstrate your value is to let your actions speak for you. It's about quietly and firmly showcasing your ability via your actions, not about fighting against the rejection or loudly shouting your strengths. We are what we continually do, according to the ancient Greek philosopher Aristotle. Therefore, Excellence is a habit rather than an act. In addition to disproving them, you're forming a habit of excellence by continuously improving yourself and accepting new challenges. Rejection does not define you or your future. It is only a single event. Make use of it as a motivator to reach new heights. The way becomes the hurdle, as the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius tells us. Never forget that every challenge presents a chance to grow better. Every rejection is a chance to become better, to develop, and to finally prove to yourself and the world how much you can do. 7. Look for happiness. Simply having fun is one of the best methods to improve your mood while you're feeling the pain of rejection. Doing things that make you happy is a great method to combat bad emotions, even if it may seem paradoxical. Joining a club, taking up a new activity, or just spending time with friends may all provide a much-needed diversion and improve your mood. The simplicity of having fun and its instant positive effects on your well-being are what make it so beautiful. For example, joining a club may provide a feeling of belonging and social ties in addition to the activity itself. You may push yourself both emotionally and physically by trying a new sport, which can increase your self-esteem and give you a feeling of success. Furthermore, nothing serves as a better reminder of the love and support that surrounds you than hanging out with friends. Taking part in fun activities might help you change your attention from the negative aspects of your life to the positive ones. It enables you to escape your troubles and lose yourself in joyful times. This change of emphasis is a means to rejuvenate and acquire a new perspective on your circumstances, not only a short-term reprieve. Happiness, according to the philosopher Aristotle, relies on our deciding to do the things that make us happy. Additionally, having fun and the laughter that frequently accompanies it have many psychological benefits. Laughter causes the body's natural feel-good chemicals, endorphins, to be released, which promotes an overall sense of well-being. It can also temporarily relieve pain and reduce stress, which makes it easier to deal with the difficulties of rejection. When you find yourself facing rejection, working on your fitness is a great way to start. Exercise not only improves your physical health, but also has a positive impact on your mental well-being. Regular physical activity can boost your mood, reduce feelings of stress and anxiety, and increase your self-esteem. As you start to see improvements in your fitness level, it's the perfect opportunity to focus on personal growth. This is a time to build yourself up working on various aspects of your life, from fitness hobbies to your career. Engaging in hobbies is another way to concentrate on personal development. Hobbies give you a creative outlet and can be a source of joy and relaxation. They also give you a way to distract yourself from any negative feelings associated with rejection and instead allow you to focus on something you enjoy, such as painting, playing an instrument. Hobbies like writing or gardening may be very satisfying, but concentrating on your work is also crucial for personal development. Now can be the ideal moment to look for new educational options, take on difficult tasks, or even think about changing careers. You might feel more accomplished and purposeful as you progress in your profession. It involves establishing objectives and pursuing them, which can be very powerful. It might also be helpful to share your own development path. It enables you to establish connections with others who may be experiencing like circumstances. You may provide and receive encouragement, as well as discuss your triumphs and setbacks. The greatest method to get revenge, according to Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius, is to stop being that way. By emphasizing self-improvement, you're not just bettering your own life, but also leading by example. 9. Behaving as if they are unimportant. When you are in a scenario where someone is ignoring you, it may seem normal to strive to regain their attention. But pretending they don't exist is a more powerful strategy. This does not imply that you start acting disrespectfully or rudely. Instead, it's about not allowing their disdain to control your behavior or diminish your sense of value. Maintaining a professional demeanor is crucial, particularly in formal or corporate environments. Maintain a professional demeanor and keep your attention on the current work. This strategy shows that you are mature and capable of handling challenging circumstances with poise. Keep in mind that just when someone doesn't see your worth, it doesn't diminish. Being unlike the person who committed the wrong is the finest form of retaliation, as Marcus Aurelius sagely said. Regardless of how other people treat you, you preserve your dignity and self-respect by being professional. It's also important to concentrate on your priorities. Put more effort into your hobbies and personal objectives. Invest time on things that make you happy and fulfilled. This might be engaging in a pastime, working on a personal project, or spending time with loved ones. By doing this, you support the notion that your contentment and sense of value are independent of other people's recognition or approval. The important thing to keep in mind is that how you respond to being disregarded reflects on your personality. According to Plato, idiots talk because they must say something, but wise men speak because they have something to say. This advice is applicable in this situation because you should pick your answers based on your integrity and principles rather than your need for approval or recognition from others. 10. When you're being neglected, it's easy to respond in a dramatic fashion, but choose to remain silent instead. But in some situations, being silent may be a much more effective and respectable course of action. Even in the face of disrespect or neglect, your capacity to rise beyond pettiness and preserve your composure shouldn't be stratified by silence. By choosing quiet over drama, you create an environment that is conducive to introspection and personal development. You may reflect and learn more about the problem and yourself during this peaceful period. Consider why you find the situation upsetting and what you can take away from it. This self-examination approach may provide important information about your expectations, values, and conflict and rejection management techniques. This strategy is consistent with Stoic philosophy. Renowned Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius highlighted the need of inner tranquility and self-control. He advocated the idea that how we respond to outside circumstances matters more than the actual occurrences. You may demonstrate that you are in control of your responses and are not influenced by other factors by choosing to remain silent. Additionally, by making use of this time for personal development, you may concentrate on aspects of your life that want improvement. It can include improving your ability to communicate, strengthening your emotional fortitude, or learning new talents. In addition to fostering personal development, this constructive use of your time and energy better equips you for interactions and problems in the future. Knowing oneself is the first step toward knowledge, according to the famous Greek philosopher Aristotle. This insight often emerges after periods of introspection. You give yourself the chance to acquire this knowledge and develop in ways that a dramatic response would never allow by opting for quiet over drama. 11. Avoid chasing attention. One of the most liberating insights you may have is that you are valuable regardless of whether or not other people see or acknowledge you. It's crucial to keep in mind that genuine value originates from inside in a society that often confuses attention with value. Focus on what really makes you happy and confident rather than trying to get attention. In addition to being more rewarding, this method enables you to develop a feeling of self-worth that is not reliant on approval from others. Seeking attention may be a never-ending, fruitless endeavor. Seeking approval from others gives them the authority to decide how happy and confident you are. This might result in an unsustainable and emotionally draining demand for approval all the time. Instead, you regain control over your self-worth by concentrating on what makes you happy and fulfilled personally. This might include engaging in your favorite pastimes, working for personal objectives, or just doing things that make you feel good about yourself. According to the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius, it's essential to go inside and discover satisfaction within oneself. He emphasized that our internal responses to outside situations are what bring about peace, not the events themselves. In this situation, one of the most important steps to reaching real fulfillment is to look inside for pleasure and approval rather than outside of yourself. Furthermore, you may lead a more genuine life by concentrating on the things that bring you joy and self-assurance. You're living in accordance with your ideals and interests rather than performing for other people's approval. A greater feeling of contentment and happiness results from this honesty. To discover who you are, think for yourself, as the Greek philosopher Socrates once stated. You are thinking independently and discovering who you really are by concentrating on what makes you feel content and confident. 12. It's crucial to find a balance between being polite and keeping a healthy emotional distance while interacting with those who disregard or neglect you. Being kind and friendly to others who may not return the favor shows your character, not your weakness. But it's important to make sure that this generosity isn't motivated by a need for their acceptance or approval. Being nice should be a decision that is consistent with your principles rather than a way to get approval from other people. In this sense, being kind is treating others with decency and respect, regardless of how they treat you. This method is based on emotional maturity and self-respect. It shows that you are able to keep your dignity and rise above trivial behavior. Recall that the ideal form of retaliation, as noted by Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius, is to be different from the one who committed the wrong. You distinguish yourself and demonstrate your adherence to morality and respect by reacting with compassion. At the same time, it's crucial to maintain emotional space. It entails avoiding being too emotionally engaged in or impacted by the actions of those who disregard you. You may safeguard your mental health and avoid being harmed by carelessness or apathy by maintaining this distance. It's about realizing and accepting that although you have no control over how other people act or feel about you, you do have power over how much of an influence you allow them to have on you. Anyone may easily get furious, as Aristotle sagely said. Nevertheless, to be upset with the appropriate person, at the appropriate level, at the appropriate moment, for the appropriate reason, and in the appropriate manner, it's not that simple. Using this knowledge, it's critical to control your emotions and avoid letting other people's deeds or inactions control them. 13. Don't talk about your difficulties. Rejection may be a very painful and intimate feeling. Nonetheless, there is a certain strength in keeping your hardships private and preventing others from seeing how deeply the rejection has impacted you. It is a genuine tribute to your stability and resilience when you continue to live your life with strength and confidence despite hardship. Denying or repressing your emotions is not the goal of this strategy. Recognizing and processing your emotions in solitude is crucial since it's a healthy way to handle rejection. However, demonstrating to others that you are impacted by rejection on a regular basis might increase your vulnerability and perhaps even lengthen the unpleasant feelings connected to the event. By keeping your problems private, you give yourself the respect and room you need to process your emotions at your own speed and in your own manner. Renowned Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius highlighted the value of inner strength. You have control over your thoughts, not external circumstances, he emphasized. When you acknowledge this, you will discover strength. This way of thinking urges us to pay more attention to our inner reactions than to outside happenings. You may exert control over how you respond to rejection by keeping a confident and strong exterior, which shows your inner strength and stability. Furthermore, a tremendous level of resilience is shown by continuing to live with confidence in the face of rejection. It's an obvious indication that the obstacles you face do not define you. We might often overlook a child's fear of the dark, as the great Greek philosopher Plato once said. When mankind fear the light, that is the true tragedy of life. In this situation, disguising your difficulties is not a sign of light phobia. It's about realizing that a single setback doesn't make your light go out. As we get to the end of this chapter together, keep in mind that the path we have taken is about more than simply overcoming obstacles in life. It is also about turning them into opportunities for development and fortitude. Your strength is determined by how solidly you stand in the face of the storms, not by how loudly you yell. Keep these lessons in mind, not simply what you hear, but as long as knowledge endured, and as we say our goodbyes today, I encourage you to go on with this path of personal development. The day is over now. Remember to give it a big thumbs up. To see our most recent material, share it and subscribe to the channel.